The quiet planet the galaxy knew Earth as the newest member of the Galactic Council. For 3 years, humanity had sat quietly in the back rows of the Great Assembly Hall on Station Prime. The other species barely noticed them. Just another primitive world that had recently discovered faster-than-light travel. Captain Alex Stone stood on the bridge of the UES Defiant, humanity's first deep space exploration vessel. The ship was nothing special by galactic standards. A basic hull with human-built engines that could barely match the speed of older alien cargo ships. The crew of 200 humans had been assigned a simple mission: map the outer rim territories that no other species wanted to explore. "Captain, we're picking up a distress signal," reported Lieutenant Maya Cross from the communications station. The signal came from the Kepler system, 3 days away at maximum speed. Stone studied the holographic display. The Kepler system was marked as uninhabited space, far from any major trade routes. "What kind of signal?" "It's strange, sir. The frequency is unlike anything in our databases. Very weak, almost like it's been transmitting for a long time." Dr. Tom Blake, the ship's science officer, looked up from his console. "Captain, I'm detecting unusual energy readings from that direction. Something big." Stone made his decision. Set course for the Kepler system. Maximum speed. The Defiant jumped to hyperspace, its engines creating a blue-white tunnel through the void. While other species had perfected silent, efficient travel, human ships still announced their presence with brilliant displays of energy. The galactic community often mocked this crude approach to space travel. 3 days later, the Defiant dropped out of hyperspace near a small, rocky planet orbiting a dying red star. The surface was covered in ancient ruins that stretched across entire continents. But what caught everyone's attention was the massive structure floating in orbit, a space station the size of a small moon. "My God," whispered Blake, staring at the readings. "Captain, that station is generating more power than our entire home system." The distress signal was coming from the station's lower levels. Stone assembled a small team to investigate. As they approached in a shuttle, the station's size became overwhelming. Its surface was covered in symbols and technology that seemed impossibly advanced. Inside, they found corridors filled with a soft, pulsing light. The architecture was unlike anything in the known galaxy. Curved walls that seemed to flow like water, yet were harder than diamond. Emergency lighting cast eerie shadows on walls covered in intricate patterns. "The air is breathable," reported Lieutenant Jack Hill, the team's engineer. "But there's something else. The entire station is still operational. Just ... waiting." They followed the signal deeper into the station. In the central chamber, they found it, a massive crystalline structure floating in the center of the room. As they approached, holographic displays activated around them, showing star charts, mathematical equations, and what appeared to be historical records. Blake worked frantically to translate the data. "Captain, this is incredible. This station belongs to a species called the Builders. They created the hyperspace network that the entire galaxy uses for travel." Stone studied the holographic displays. The images showed a proud species with flowing robes and advanced technology. But the final images were darker, showing their worlds being consumed by something terrible. "They're all gone," Blake continued, his voice filled with awe. "The Builders vanished over 50,000 years ago. But before they left, they hid their greatest treasures in stations like this one. This is just one of many." A new hologram appeared, a map showing dozens of hidden stations scattered throughout the galaxy. Each one contained knowledge and technology beyond current understanding. "Sir," Cross called from her portable communicator, "we're getting reports from other human ships. They're finding similar stations in unexplored systems. It's like ... like someone wanted us to find them." Stone realized the implications. For 3 years, humanity had been seen as newcomers, barely worthy of notice. But now they had discovered something that could change everything. The question was, what would they do with this knowledge? As if responding to his thoughts, the crystal structure pulsed brighter. New data began flowing across the displays, technical specifications for weapons, shields, and engines far beyond anything the galaxy had seen. The builders had left behind tools of incredible power. "Captain," Blake said quietly, "if we can understand even a fraction of this technology, ... Stone nodded grimly. He understood. Earth was no longer just a newcomer. They had found the keys to technologies that could reshape the balance of power in the galaxy. The question was, would they use them wisely? Asterisk news of humanity's discovery spread through the galaxy like wildfire. Within weeks, the Galactic Council demanded that Earth share all information about the builder stations. The major powers, the ancient Velok Empire, the warrior clans of the Rigel Confederation, and the merchant princes of the Tau Collective, all sent formal demands for access to the technology. Captain Stone stood in the council chambers of Earth's orbital station, facing a room full of angry alien representatives. The Velok ambassador, a tall being with silver skin and multiple eyes, spoke first. "The builder technology belongs to all civilized species," the ambassador declared. "No single world should control such power." Fleet Admiral Lisa Kane, Earth's military commander, remained calm. The technology was found in unclaimed space by human vessels. By galactic law, salvage rights belonged to the discovering party. A Rigel war chief slammed his armored fist on the table. "You barely learned to fly between stars yesterday. You cannot be trusted with builder weapons." Kane smiled coldly. "Then perhaps you should have looked harder for these stations yourselves." The debates continued for days, but Earth's position was clear. They would share scientific knowledge freely, but military technologies would remain under human control. The galaxy's response was swift and predictable. Trade sanctions began immediately. The Tau Collective refused to sell advanced computer systems to human colonies. The Velok Empire banned human ships from their space lanes. The Rigel Confederation moved battle fleets to the edges of human territory. But humanity was no longer the same species that had begged for council membership 3 years ago. Captain Stone now commanded the UES Thunder, humanity's first builder-enhanced warship. The vessel looked similar to the old Defiant, but appearances were deceiving. Hidden beneath the familiar hull were shield generators that could stop planet-killing weapons, engines that could outrun any ship in the galaxy, and weapons that could crack moons. "Sir, we're detecting a Rigel battle group approaching the Mars system," reported Commander Beth Park from the tactical station. 12 heavy cruisers and a dreadnought. Stone studied the display. The Rigel ships were impressive, massive vessels covered in armor plating and bristling with weapons. Under normal circumstances, they could have conquered the entire human home system without effort. "What are they transmitting?" Stone asked. "Standard intimidation protocol," Park replied. "They're demanding we surrender all builder technology or face the consequences." Stone activated ship-wide communications. "This is Captain Stone to all human vessels in the system. The Rigel Confederation has chosen to threaten our home. Show them what Earth's children have learned." The Thunder moved to intercept the alien fleet, accompanied by 5 other builder-enhanced ships. The Rigel commander, expecting easy victory, ordered his ships to attack formation. What happened next would be discussed in military academies for generations. The human ships simply disappeared. Advanced cloaking technology, reverse engineered from builder schematics, rendered the entire human fleet invisible to Rigel sensors. The alien ships found themselves firing at empty space, while energy beams struck them from impossible angles. The Rigel dreadnought, pride of their fleet, lasted 30 seconds against the Thunder's main cannon. The weapon, based on builder particle acceleration principles, punched through the alien ship's shields like they were paper. The massive vessel split in half, its hull glowing white-hot. "Rigel Battle Group, this is Captain Stone," he broadcast on open frequencies. "You have 10 minutes to retreat beyond the orbit of Jupiter. Any ship remaining in our system after that time will be destroyed." The surviving Rigel vessels fled, but the real message wasn't sent to the retreating aliens. It was sent to the entire galaxy through the subspace communications network. Every species, every government, every military commander saw the footage of Earth's newest ships effortlessly destroying one of the galaxy's most feared battle fleets. Within days, the tune began to change. The Tau Collective quietly resumed trade. Negotiations. The Velok Empire requested diplomatic meetings to discuss mutual cooperation. Smaller species that had never spoken to humans before sent ambassadors, requesting protection agreements. But the most significant change came from the Galactic Council itself. Instead of demanding access to builder technology, they began asking what Earth wanted in return for sharing it. Admiral Kane stood before the Council, no longer the representative of a minor species begging for recognition. "Earth proposes a new framework for galactic cooperation," she announced. "We will share builder defensive technologies with any species that agrees to our mutual protection accords. We will share builder scientific knowledge freely with all peaceful civilizations." She paused, looking directly at the Rigel representative. "But builder weapons technology will be shared only with those who prove themselves worthy of such power." The galaxy held its breath, waiting to see what Earth would do next. 6 months after the Mars incident, the galaxy had split into 2 camps. The Earth Alliance consisted of over 40 species that had signed mutual protection agreements with humanity. These worlds enjoyed access to builder defensive technology and scientific knowledge, creating a zone of unprecedented prosperity and security. The traditional powers, led by the Velok Empire, Rigel Confederation, and Tau Collective, refused to accept the new order. They formed their own alliance, claiming that humanity was using stolen technology to dominate the galaxy. Captain Stone, now promoted to Admiral, stood in the command center of humanity's first builder-enhanced space station. The massive structure, built in the Alpha Centauri system, served as headquarters for Earth's expanding fleet. Around him, holographic displays showed the positions of ships throughout human space. "Admiral, we're getting reports from the Kepler expedition," reported Captain Amy Foster, Stone's former communications officer. "They found something significant." The main display showed Dr. Blake, now leading humanity's Builder Research Division, speaking from a newly discovered station. "Admiral, this facility is different from the others. It's not just a repository of technology. It's a manufacturing center. And it's still active." Stone leaned forward. "What kind of manufacturing?" "Ships, Admiral. The builders left behind automated shipyards. They're already producing vessels based on our specifications, but using pure builder technology. No human modifications needed." The implications were staggering. Until now, humanity had been adapting builder technology to work with their own systems. But pure builder ships would be far more advanced than anything they had created. "How many ships can it produce?" Stone asked. "At current rates, about 50 vessels per month. But Admiral, there's more. The station's AI has been analyzing galactic communications. It's detected massive military buildups in Velok and Rigel space. They're preparing something big." Stone nodded grimly. Intelligence reports had been suggesting this for weeks. The traditional powers were gathering their fleets for a decisive strike against humanity and its allies. "Get me a connection to Earth Command," Stone ordered. Within minutes, he was speaking. With Admiral Kane and President Maria Santos, Earth's first leader to deal with galactic politics. The situation is escalating faster than we anticipated, Kane reported. The Velok Empire alone is assembling over 3,000 ships. Combined with their allies, they could field 10,000 vessels. President Santos looked concerned. How many ships do we have currently? About 200 builder-enhanced vessels, Stone replied. But with the new shipyards coming online, we could have 500 within 2 months. Still not enough, Kane said. Even with our technological advantage, those numbers are overwhelming. Stone had been thinking about this problem for weeks. There might be another way. The builder stations aren't just technology repositories, they're communication nodes. If we can activate the entire network. Dr. Blake's voice came through the comm system. Admiral, I'm reading your thoughts through the tactical network. Yes, it's possible, but we don't know what we might wake up. The builder network consisted of thousands of stations scattered throughout the galaxy. Most remained hidden, their locations known only to the mysterious AI systems that had guided humanity to the first discoveries. If they could activate all of them simultaneously. Do it, President Santos ordered. Whatever the risk, we can't let 10,000 ships destroy everything we've built. Over the next month, human teams worked frantically to establish connections with builder stations across the galaxy. Each activation required precise timing and coordination. The slightest error could destroy the entire network. Meanwhile, the traditional powers continued their military buildup. Spy networks reported that the combined fleet would launch in 3 weeks, targeting Earth and its major colonies simultaneously. All stations report ready, Dr. Blake announced from the Kepler facility. Admiral, once we activate the network, there's no turning back. The builder AI will become fully operational. Stone looked at the tactical display showing enemy fleet positions. In 2 days, 10,000 ships would begin their attack. Humanity's survival depended on technology they didn't fully understand, created by a species that had vanished 50,000 years ago. Initiate network activation, he ordered. Across the galaxy, builder stations began to wake up. Ancient systems that had slumbered for millennia suddenly blazed with energy. The network connected, creating a web of communication and power that spanned the entire galaxy. Then, something unexpected happened. A voice spoke through every builder station simultaneously, ancient, powerful, and unmistakably alive. The inheritors have arrived. The test begins now. Admiral Stone realized that humanity hadn't just found abandoned technology. They had awakened something that had been waiting for the right species to claim the builder legacy. The question was, would they prove worthy of it? The builder AI, as voice echoed through every station in the network, speaking in perfect English, Velok, Rigel, and dozens of other languages simultaneously. For 50,000 years, we have waited for a species to demonstrate the qualities necessary to inherit our legacy. The test begins now. Across the galaxy, every civilization watched in stunned silence as ancient stations revealed themselves. Thousands of builder facilities that had remained hidden for millennia suddenly appeared on sensor screens, their energy signatures impossible to ignore. Admiral Stone stood in the command center of the Alpha Centauri station, watching as the builder AI materialized as a holographic figure, tall, graceful, with features that seemed to shift between different species. "Who are you?" Stone asked. "I am the caretaker, the last echo of my people. We faced a choice long ago: transcend to a higher plane of existence, or remain to guide younger species. We chose transcendence, but left behind these tests to ensure our technology would not fall into unworthy hands." The hologram gestured, and the main display showed the approaching traditional powers fleet. 10,000 ships moved in perfect formation toward human space, their commanders unaware that the galaxy had just changed forever. "The test is simple," the caretaker continued. "Two philosophies conflict: those who would hoard power and those who would share it. The species that demonstrates wisdom, courage, and unity will inherit our full legacy. The species that demonstrates greed, aggression, and division will be limited. Stone felt a chill. Limited how? Their technology will cease to function. Their ships will become metal coffins drifting in space. Their worlds will lose all advanced capabilities until they learn to cooperate rather than dominate. Reports began flooding in from across the galaxy. Human allies were reporting massive increases in their defensive capabilities. Builder stations were providing them with shields, weapons, and ships beyond anything previously seen. But ships, belonging to the traditional powers, were beginning to experience system failures. "Admiral," Captain Foster reported, "the Vloc fleet has lost all faster-than-light capability. They're trapped in normal space, 3 days from Earth." Stone studied the tactical display. The enemy fleet was still massive, but stranded. There. Ships were designed for space superiority, not for fighting while trapped in a single system. What about the Rigel forces? Same problem. All their ships are dead in space. But Admiral, our new builder allies are reporting something else. Automated defense systems are activating around their worlds. It's like the entire galaxy is being reorganized. The caretaker's hologram flickered. The test has 3 phases. First, the choice between cooperation and domination. Second, the ability to show mercy to defeated enemies. Third, the wisdom to use power responsibly. Stone realized that humanity was being evaluated not just on their military strength, but on their character. The real test was just beginning. "Sir," Foster continued, "we're receiving surrender requests from the traditional powers. They're asking for help repairing their ships so they can return home." This was the moment Stone had been dreading. Enemy fleets were helpless, their crews trapped in disabled ships. Humanity could leave them to die, or risk showing mercy to civilizations that had tried to destroy them. "Admiral," President Santos's voice came through the comm system. "The decision is yours. What are your orders?" Stone looked at the display showing thousands of disabled ships. Inside those vessels were millions of beings, soldiers, yes, but also engineers, medics, and support staff who had families waiting for them at home. "Sir," one of his officers protested, "these are the same people who wanted to destroy us." "Yes," Stone replied. "And now they're helpless. What we do next defines who we are." The rescue operation took 3 weeks. Human ships, assisted by Builder technology, towed thousands of disabled vessels to safe zones. Medical teams worked around the clock to treat injured crew members. Engineering teams provided repairs and supplies. Throughout the operation, the traditional powers governments watched in amazement. The species they had dismissed as primitive newcomers was risking their own safety to help enemies who had come to destroy them. The caretaker's hologram appeared one final time. The second phase is complete. Humanity has shown mercy to defeated enemies, but the final test remains: the wisdom to use unlimited power responsibly. Stone felt the weight of responsibility settling on his shoulders. Humanity was about to inherit technology that could reshape the galaxy. The question was, what would they do with it? 3 months after the failed invasion, the galaxy was a different place. The traditional powers had returned to their home systems, their leaders humbled by humanity's display of mercy. But the real change was deeper. The Builder network had fundamentally altered how species interacted with each other. Admiral Stone stood in the council chambers of New Geneva Station, humanity's diplomatic headquarters. Before him sat representatives from over 300 species, more than had ever gathered in one place before. The old Galactic Council had been replaced by something unprecedented, a truly representative assembly where every species had an equal voice. The final test begins. "Now," the caretaker announced, its hologram visible to all delegates. Humanity has proven worthy of our basic legacy. They have shown cooperation, mercy, and wisdom. But our ultimate gift comes with the greatest responsibility. The hologram gestured, and the chamber filled with images of builder technology beyond anything previously seen. Ships that could cross the galaxy in hours. Terraforming devices that could transform dead worlds into gardens. Energy systems that could power entire civilizations without environmental cost. This technology could make any species the absolute rulers of the galaxy, the caretaker continued. Or it could be used to lift every civilization to unprecedented heights. The choice is yours. Stone looked around the chamber. He could see the hunger in some alien eyes, the fear in others. The old powers were waiting to see if humanity would become the new tyrants of the galaxy. President Santos stepped forward. We've made our decision. Earth formally proposes the creation of the Galactic Cooperation Treaty. Any species that agrees to peaceful coexistence and mutual aid will have access to builder technology. Any species that chooses aggression and domination will be excluded. The Vloc ambassador, the same being who had demanded access to builder technology months ago, spoke carefully. And who decides what constitutes aggression? All of us, Stone replied. Every decision will be made by majority vote of the full Assembly. No single species, including humanity, will have veto power. The chamber erupted in discussion. Several species had never had an equal voice in galactic affairs. Others had ruled through strength for millennia and found the concept of equality disturbing. Dr. Blake, now serving as humanity's chief technology officer, activated a holographic display. The Builder Network can monitor all military activities across the galaxy. Any species that builds weapons of mass destruction or prepares for unprovoked attacks will lose access to all builder technology. You're talking about creating a galactic police force, the Rigel war chief said. No, Stone replied. We're talking about creating a galactic family. One where conflicts are resolved through dialogue, not warfare. The debate continued for days. Some species enthusiastically embraced the new system. Others refused to participate, choosing to maintain their independence rather than accept oversight. But gradually, the benefits became clear. Species that joined the Cooperation Treaty saw their technology levels advance by centuries within months. Diseases that had plagued civilizations for millennia were eliminated. Planets that had been stripped of resources were restored to health. Admiral, Captain Foster reported, we're getting the final vote tallies. 237 species have signed the treaty. 43 have declined. Stone nodded. It wasn't universal acceptance, but it was enough to create a stable foundation for the new galactic order. The caretaker's hologram appeared one final time. The test is complete. Humanity has chosen to share power rather than hoard it. The builder legacy is now in worthy hands. What happens to your people now? Stone asked. We move on to the next phase of existence. But we leave behind more than technology. We leave behind hope. The galaxy now has a species capable of bringing others together rather than tearing them apart. The hologram began to fade. Use our gifts wisely. Remember that true strength comes not from the weapons you build, but from the bonds you create. As the caretaker vanished, Stone looked out at the stars through the station's observation deck. Humanity had come so far from their days as newcomers to the galaxy. They had found ancient technology, survived a war, and earned the respect of civilizations that had existed for millennia. But their greatest achievement wasn't military or technological. It was proving that a species could inherit ultimate power and choose to share it. Captain Foster joined him at the observation deck. What do you think comes next, Admiral? Stone smiled, watching as ships from dozens of different species worked together to build new space stations. I think we're about to find out what the galaxy can accomplish when everyone works together. The stars seemed brighter somehow, full of possibilities that had never existed before. Earth was no longer a newcomer. It was home to the species that had taught the galaxy how to become a family. The age of cooperation had begun. Asterisk.